Hello everyone, this is my very first video I have ever made for Facebook or YouTube, and I am just so stoked because for the last 2.5 decades I have wanted my own business, and finally I have made my dream come true. Now, it hasn't always been my dream to have a woodworking business, but over the last 2 years I have really found a love for woodworking, and I really believe that I can turn this love into a full-time job. Now, if you're interested in watching a woodworker start a business from scratch, from the very beginning, not really knowing what he's doing, then you're in the right place. Let's get fancy. All right, well, hello everyone. My name is Michael Cunningham, and my brand new woodworking business is named La Bougie Knot. I wanted to give you a little bit of backstory first. 2 years ago, my wife told me the kids had graduated. Both of my sons have graduated high school, and my wife came to me and said, Michael, you really need to get a hobby. And I'm like, well, what am I going to do? And so I started doing some research and watching YouTube videos on all kinds of different subjects. And I landed on woodworking. And I thought, man, that's what old people do, old men do. Get in the workshop and start, making things out of wood. And so I decided that I was going to do the same thing. However, I had three problems. The first minor problems. The first one I had was, well, the only tools I had were a hammer and a tape measure. How am I going to do woodworking with just these two items? So I need to solve that problem. The second issue is I don't have a workshop. I have nowhere that I can even remotely start trying to build anything. And the third thing is, well, this might be a small issue. I didn't know anything about woodworking. Zero. Not a dang thing. What am I going to do? I need to go to YouTube University. So I decided that out of the three problems that I had, the first one that I needed to solve was I needed tools. I could have all the knowledge known to man, and I could have the best shop in the whole world, but none of that would matter if I had no tools in there to do anything. So the first year in 2022, I decided that I was going to start gaining some tools and purchasing some things. And I didn't go expensive, but I didn't go extremely cheap either. Kind of went in the middle. And so these are the 5 tools that I bought first of all, because I learned the 5 tools that you need is a way to cut the wood, a way to bond the wood, and a way to finish it. So these are the 5 tools that I purchased. So the first 5 tools that I purchased was a skill saw, a combo pack drill and impact driver, a jigsaw, and a router. All 5 of these tools are very important, and I almost forgot one very, very important tool. I also purchased my sander in 2023. Now from there, I started buying a couple other hand tools. I decided that I was going to buy a hand planer and a scroll saw because, quite frankly, the jigsaw was really hard for me to get across that learning curve. So these are the 2 items that I bought in the year of 2022. So in addition to these 5 tools that I bought at the beginning, I went ahead and purchased a hand planer and a scroll saw. Now, since I have purchased these have received a lot of use, but it went really well with the other 5 tools that I have. So with those tools, I was able to build a few things that I gave away to friends and family. And it wasn't until December of 2023 when my wife decided to support my ambitions. She is fantastic, and I couldn't do any of this without her. She decided to buy me a DeWalt job site table saw. And from there, I went crazy. I have it set up right here. She bought this used on Facebook Marketplace. She gave it to me for Christmas. And then from that point on, I was unstoppable. I decided that I was going to go ahead and build my workshop and expand my tools extensively. So in 2023, my wife bought me that table saw for Christmas. At the January of 2024, I just went berserk and I started buying all my big tools that I needed for my shop. These are the things that I bought. The first thing that I purchased was this beautiful, one of my favorite tools in the whole shop is a DeWalt planer. Now, many YouTube people have this, and if you are looking for a good planer, this is definitely the one to go to. The second thing I purchased, was actually purchased on Facebook Marketplace, was this used miter saw. DeWalt also. DeWalt is one of the better brands out there for tools, and I can't go wrong with this one. After I purchased my miter saw, I decided a few months later that I would purchase this joiner. It's a Win brand. It's a decent brand. It's mid priced, and it does me really well. I really love this. Soon I will be making a table for it so it's not sitting on my ice chest. And then, of course, in addition to all of the big tools that I've purchased, I have purchased so many small tools as well. Clamps, router bits, Dremels, you name it, and I have purchased it. I love every one of them. And on top of all of the tools that I have purchased, I have also purchased all of my needed safety equipment. Push blocks, feather boards, gloves, my PPE, my glasses, my eye protection, my mask, and my earplugs, a miter gauge to be able to do cross cuts on the table saw safely. Safety is important, and so I have watched so many videos about safety of different tools and what I need to perform my task safely. And I have purchased those items to be able to keep myself safe, which I recommend to anyone. I finally had my tool issue resolved. The second issue I needed to fix was my workshop. Where am I going to have my workshop? Of course, my garage. So this is what my garage looked like when I started. Yowzers. And this is what my workshop looks like now. So in October of 2023 is when I really started focusing on building my workshop. I started with building a rickety old table out of my son's old bed, which I still have right now, right in front of me. I'll show it to you. I definitely plan on building a new one, a new island table. But for now, this thing serves its purpose. You know, Jeff Bezos didn't have the best desk in his office when he started in his garage, and look at him now. So from building this desk or building this work table, I decided in November of 2023 to build this nice sturdy workbench that I have behind me. This is my main workbench, and this is where I spend most of my time now, and this is where I do all my planning and most of my builds. From there, I decided that I would have a workflow. I have my table saw here right next to me. I have my planer and my jointer right next to each other, so that way I can have that workflow very well. And then the miter saw is on the other side of that. Over here on my right side, I have this really old bandsaw that I received that I'm probably going to sell and buy a new one. Then I have all my clamps. I have all of my craft items over here, and then over here in the corner is where I keep all of my audio equipment and lighting and things for my YouTube videos. It's a really nice little workshop, and I really enjoy it. I built some shelves and I put all of our personal items over here on the right side of my garage and got them stored away. And it really works for me, and I plan on getting a few more things, a few more big items, tools to add to my workshop. One of those being a brand new bandsaw, and the other one being a router table, and the last one being a laser engraver. So now I have solved problem one, my tools, problem two, my workshop. So the third problem that I needed to solve was, how do you woodwork? I have no clue. I've never done it before in my life. So where would I go to learn how to woodwork? Well, I didn't have the money nor the time to take woodworking classes. So I did what every American does anymore. I go to YouTube University. You can learn just about anything. So I went on YouTube and I spent countless hours watching videos of all kinds of different creators. There are hundreds of creators out there that have videos on everything that you need to learn about woodworking. If you have a problem, all you need to do is search it in YouTube and boom, you'll come up with multiple ways of doing it, different vantage points, different styles. Everyone has a different way of doing things. You watch these videos and you can learn just about anything. And so I decided that I was going to just jump right into it and start making projects. And I have to say, from my very first project, I felt like I was a natural. Let me show you a few of those projects now. Both projects that I've made and gave away, and projects that I've made and sold. And as soon as I get done showing you the projects that I've made, I'm going to let you know some of the content creators that I like the most. So you'll want to stay tuned. So now I have introduced you to my business. I have solved my three problems of having no tools, no workshop, and no knowledge. I have practiced my craft by making products both that I've given away and that I've sold to customers. I've taken care of my legal paperwork by filing with my LLC. I have learned so much on content creation and YouTube posting. I feel like the only thing that I have left is building a website and getting my name out there through marketing. So from this point on, the videos that I create are going to be either build videos, or it's going to be videos of new equipment that I receive for my workshop. Or if I change my workshop around, it's going to be videos of that. It's going to be failures. It's going to be achievements and accomplishments. It's going to be everything that I do in my business. I will be transparent and share it with you guys. Not only for my fans, but also for me. Because I want to create a documentation of my process of my business. I want to, in 5 years, look back and say, this is where I was. This is my first video. Oh my gosh. For real. All joking aside, I want to document this for you and for me, and so that way my business, or this business, can live on through generation, and that the legacy of the business will be documented when I'm long gone. So thank you for your time. I invite you to subscribe to my YouTube page, check me out on Facebook, leave me some likes, comments, leave me any advice, criticism, praise, anything that you would like to share. Leave it on my YouTube or my Facebook. Let me know how I can grow. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I will answer anything. But most of all, let's get fancy. Until next time, see ya.